Hey everyone, so the second video is going to be on rest days. So do we need rest days? How often should we take them, and kind of what's the point of rest days? So to take it a couple of steps back to it, firstly we kind of need to understand like what happens when we exercise. So no matter what form of exercise you do, whether you're a runner or a weightlifter, or no matter if you're an amateur right up to a professional athlete, the same effect happens to the body in the sense that when we exercise, we damage our body. We stress our systems and we like damage our muscle fibers and stuff like that. So if we do lots of squats and deadlifts, you're going to damage like your quadriceps and hamstring muscles and stuff like that. And essentially your body is going to say, well, look, if he or she is doing these squats, it's very taxing on us at the moment. We need to kind of come back stronger so we can do this more efficiently the next time. And that's all that happens. We damage the body, and then our body builds back stronger. So it can do that work again, and that'll always be the same way, and that's always going to happen. And the only time that it super compensates and rests and recover and regenerates is afterwards, and that's when the two things that affect that are going to be our eating and our sleep. So are we getting enough protein? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we having adequate rest and recovery? So then there comes a balancing act where yes, we need people to be active and working out and maybe being more active than they currently are, but there's also an upper limit whereby if we train too much, don't give our body adequate rest and recovery, we never recover from those sessions. So we kind of go like one step forward, one back, and our like output, so the intensity of our efforts, that will drop because we're not recovering enough from our last sessions. And sessions can take upwards of 24 hours to recover from. So we need to kind of have it in a way that we push ourselves really hard when we exercise, but we also give ourselves enough time for rest and recovery at scheduled periods. And nobody is training, like I've worked with professional athletes, and nobody is training more than 10 times a week, and even at that, like 2 sessions. And they're people who have their meals made for them every single day. They've rest, they've massage, they can take naps during the day. They're not people that are going out to work each day as such. But like 10 to 12 sessions a week, and even within that, like 2 of those sessions a week will be yoga. 2 might be just rehab, so stretching, a light run, stuff like that. So purely recovery sessions, but they'll not be going all out max intensity more than 4 or 5 times a week. And often throughout the season, then when you're working with teams and stuff, it's more about trying to have active recovery and rest more so than the actual training. So definitely, that's why we picked like 4 days a week. 5 days a week if you want to do an extra workout is perfectly fine, but if you're working hard, I'd want you to rest just as hard. And if you don't take your rest and recovery, you're like, every session you do, your immune system is suppressed. You're damaging your body. So like if we don't provide ourselves adequate rest and recovery, what will happen is we'll end up picking up an illness, or we'll end up getting sick, or our intensity will just drop down. So essentially your fitness levels will kind of plateau a bit. So have a look at your own training and see. If you're training more than 4 or 5 times a week, there should be sort of levels to it. So like 2 or 3 of the days are really high intensity, and maybe like the 5th day of the week is a yoga session or something like that. We can certainly train and be active all the time, but we just need to be smart about it. We can't always just go all out max intensity. That's why things like going for a slow jog or going to a yoga class are always going to be beneficial. So essentially, the only reason we train is to create an environment in the body whereby we need to recover from. So we create that stimulus that our body needs to recover from. So if we don't give ourselves rest, recovery, and eat well and try and sleep better, we're not going to get the maximum benefits from doing that training session in the first place. So yeah, so generally we'd say like train maybe Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, train Thursday, Friday, and maybe try to do 1 extra on the weekend. That's a good kind of split between your week, but obviously your own lifestyle and your own demands and whatever will affect that. But just try to listen to your body. There's ways and means of checking each day. You can check your heart rate every morning, and fluctuations in that, if it's increased compared to usual, will indicate that maybe your body's a little bit stressed and you'd want to take it easy a little bit that day. Heart rate variability is another tool that I use. That's a chest strap for a heart rate, and it gives me an indication and saying like a green, orange, or red light saying, you know, you should train today. But they're kind of more advanced stuff. In general, if you're sore and you're not feeling up to it, you should probably pull back and maybe rest a little bit. If you feel good to go, maybe go max intensity then. So essentially it boils back down to listening to your body, but hope that helps.